Hello goddesses, and I would like to thank you for clicking on this video today. This is a series that is new to my channel. This would be a goddess empowerment series. I will be covering at least 50 goddesses, their particular strengths are, and how we can tap into that strength within our day-to-day lives, hence Life of an Everyday Goddess. If you would like to keep up with this series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love it if you guys would join me in the conversation by commenting down below any thoughts or feedback or any other point of views that you would like to share with the other goddesses watching this same video. Without further ado, I would love to introduce you to today's first goddess for episode 1, goddess of love herself, Aphrodite. I love Aphrodite because I have such a thing for like Greek mythology. I just love the way they used to dress and I feel a real connection with her. I don't know if it's because she really exudes that sensual energy, and that's something that I exude whether I try to or not. And I know that sounds really weird, but all of us have certain gifts and powers that we can tap into to really bring out that potential within ourselves, that full goddess potential. We have all the aspects inside of us of all the goddesses, okay? Now there are particular aspects that you might have more heightened within yourself, and that is just your uniqueness, specific strength that she brings to the world, to the collective, to herself. So I have a very special place in my heart for Aphrodite because I feel very in tune and tapped into the energy that she brings. Before we tap a little bit more into Aphrodite and all of her fabulousness, I would like to share with you guys the inspiration for this series. I was actually I've been drawn to a certain oracle deck for a while, and I don't know if it's because it said goddess and I'm all about that. Clearly it's the name of my channel, but I have not really been into oracle decks or decks in general. I've had cards read on me, but I've never really had the confidence to read cards on other people. I don't feel like that's something that I am meant for, if that makes any sense. I feel like we all have, again, our gifts, and certain people are meant to bring information out a certain way. But a few nights ago, I actually had a very, very vivid dream, and it led me to a bookstore, Barnes & Noble, shout out. And this oracle deck happened to be there. The deck is called Goddess Power. This is the deck. It's beautiful. And again, it has just the most beautiful layout. And it comes with an informative book, so you can learn a little bit more about the goddess that you pick, instructions on how to use a particular deck. Now this deck is not to predict your future. This is not I want to know where I'm going to be in 5 years deck, and all oracle decks are made for self-improvement. So finding yourself and improving yourself from where you stand at that moment energetically. So I did not know that about oracle decks, and it makes me really excited that I'm naturally drawn to oracle decks because I am all about rediscovering yourself. That is literally one of my passions because it took me forever, to rediscover my own power again, and I want to help other people rediscover it, hopefully faster than I did. Alright, back to Aphrodite. I love love. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm just like a hopeless romantic, and I love love, which is such a great quality that we carry as women, but a lot of people take advantage of it. A lot of people do. And they mistake your love and your kindness for something that you should just be giving as a woman. I've had people say, oh, that's like a wifely duty, or that's just what you do or what women do. And I'm like, no, that's not just what women do. I'm like, we can choose to do whatever we want. That's the beauty of it. And I feel like all the women out there who rebel against that have a lot of that warrior goddess energy where they stand up for what they believe in. And again, we'll go over all the goddesses throughout this series, but Aphrodite really does bring in a lot of the love. And for me, rediscovering self-love has been one of the most empowering yet lengthy journeys I have ever been on. I'm telling you, it's something that you work on every single day because you're faced with challenges that will test how you feel about yourself internally, and you have to remind yourself to center yourself again and re-tap into that energy flow that you have. Now, unfortunately, for some people out there, learning to love and trust again is a really, really hard thing. And when you had love and trust broken at a very young and early age, it really hinders your relationship within yourself, because there's a part of you that feels ashamed and guilty. And I want to remind you that it's okay to let that go and remake that space for yourself. I know that for me, whenever I hear a story of unfortunate events, I always try to hold space for the person who's explaining them to me as best as I can. And what holding space means is just listening. Tap it into your heart space, not placing judgment, just being there. Sometimes we just need someone to be there. And whenever you feel like you need someone to be there and there's nobody physically around, that's when I would tap into your own goddess energy and call on your divine. The feminine aspect in the world is extremely powerful. And I think a lot of people are intimidated and afraid by it. So instead of accepting it for what it is, they want to bring it down as soon as they see the beauty and the strength. Do not allow that to happen to you. If it has, there's ways to really regain it. Nothing's ever lost forever. You can always reclaim your power. I think one of the most beautiful things we can do as goddesses, or just for the feminine aspect in general, is to really, really be there for one another, because we have the strength to hold so much space. Our energy, or the feminine energy, I don't want to say our, because masculine and feminine go hand in hand. They both offer different things to the world and within ourselves. To have a nice balance is beautiful and harmonious. So it's okay if there's a male watching this and they want to tap in or learn how to tap into their own goddess energy, because it actually will empower you and strengthen you in the long run. And it'll also help you with your intuition. That's why they say a woman's intuition is never wrong. We have so much power that has been hidden from us. The point of this series is to help reconnect you with what is already within you. Now, being the love goddess does not mean a relationship, lovey-dovey, boyfriend, girlfriend, soulmate, twin flame, all of that. First and foremost, you must learn to love yourself. When you learn to love yourself and your full potential, everything else will fall into place. I guarantee you. This is why we're fed the things that we're fed. You need to be married at a certain age. You need to have children at a certain age. You need to look for somebody who's like this or for somebody who's like that, to distract you from your potential that's already inside of you. Once you have that self-love and you rekindle that relationship with yourself, you don't become fooled by any of the BS others try to place on you. You own what you are and who you are. And that, my friends, is so beautiful. And when you tap into that energy, love will naturally flow out of you, because you have so much flowing into you that you want to flow into others. You don't even realize you're doing it sometimes. Even by giving somebody a smile, taking the time to hold space for them, taking the time to understand, because you've been there, you've grown from it, you've experienced. You're just vibing at a different frequency in general, goddess, and it will just become so natural, so second nature, and it's going to give you so much love and joy just by doing those little simple acts that you don't even realize that you're doing. Now, if you have been a victim of any type of sexual abuse, it can be hard to reconnect with that sensual love in yourself, because there's a part of yourself that has shame and that has guilt, which you should not carry that. That does not belong to you. Send it back to the earth, cleanse your body. You deserve to have all the power that is already inside of you. Reconnect with it. Do not let anybody take that from you. It is not theirs to take. A way that you can start to reconnect with your body is to really work on that floor pelvic chakra. That is the base chakra where your pelvis lies in your back of your tailbone. How you can help improve that is to do floor pelvic lifts. You might have to take your time, because it can be emotional if you have trauma trapped in certain body parts. because energy does get stuck and trapped and stagnant in a certain area where you carry grief or trauma or anxiety or depression. Sometimes people who have, back pain, neck pain, they have a lot of financial stresses, a lot of burdens, and so they feel like the world is on their shoulders. So naturally, if you have trauma in a certain area, it's linked to something else. Ankles, feet, constantly swollen, constantly having pain, you might feel pulled down and dragged down by the world or someone else around you. Pelvic, for us as women, now this part is specifically for women, where we carry our creative energy or creatrix. It is where life is formed and life is created, and that is our power source. People throughout history have performed certain things to try to utilize that creatrix and that creative energy from the feminine in order to gain self-righteousness, power, and knowledge. Not allow that to happen. Honor yourself and honor those around you. Us as women have been given the opportunity to have that intuitive and that creative energy for a reason, because we know who is worthy of having it. That sounds a bit arrogant, but it's true. Us as women know that you know things before they happen. You can see a bad relationship as it comes to you. Whether you accept that in your life or not, it might be a learning process for you. It might be a comfort mechanism. It might be something that you need to work through. But we know. We always know. You might be smiling and saying, I know, you know, I know, you know, I know. That's why us girls click. That's why they try to segregate us as women and put us into competition with each other. One can't look this way, one can't look this way. One's tapping into that energy, one's tapping into that energy. Instead of us all just loving each other, because if we loved each other and embraced each other, it came those powerful women who didn't openly gave all of our energy, all of our creativity, all of our power away constantly again and again and again, we would change the world. That might be a big pill for a lot of people to swallow, but if you follow almost anybody in the spiritual community, they all say the feminine aspect is what's going to change the world, because we have the power and we have the energy within us. That's our creatrix, the bringers of life. Another way to strengthen your root chakra, which again is that pelvic floor chakra, is to invite the color red into your life. Hence red for love, right? Red fruits, red berries, red juice, red. Ooh, red cranberry. Hello, you guys. It's all making sense as I'm on camera. But yes, I also have a very silly side to me, and that's okay. Embrace all of the craziness to you. Embrace it, ladies. Embrace it. Males, embrace it. Embrace your feminine. You can learn so much from a woman, and the best woman to learn from is your own mother, because they trust their mom. They know. I don't know how they know, but they intuitively know that their mother is going to set them on the right path. She has their best interest. She can see the bigger picture. Men, allow women to flourish. I know it's intimidating because women do have potential to be on their own, to start things on their own, to complete things on their own. And as a male, sometimes you're like, what do I contribute? Males contribute a lot. Males provide us with different perceptions, different realities. They give us the contrast that we need. Again, male and feminine together is harmonious. If you have too much of one and not enough of the other, it's going to be chaotic. Kind of like where we are right now in the world. Too much of one, not enough of the other, and it's tipsy-turvy. A nice, harmonious connection is one of the most beautiful things that you can ever experience. Whenever you tap into the love goddess energy, you will find that you are at your most creative. You won't even know how to turn it off. You will just redecorate your whole entire house. You want to organize your whole entire wardrobe. You will come up with all these crazy business ideas. It is amazing and it's beautiful. So whatever you have embodied your love goddess energy, enjoy it, embrace it, sit in it. Don't rush through it. Allow all of the grace and the beauty to come to you. So to wrap up this video, I'm actually going to read the information from the book. I have Aphrodite's card up so you guys can enjoy the message while looking at the most beautiful. Look at how stunning that is. So beautiful, so beautiful. So this is the alignment message. Your alignment task is to stay present, release judgment, and see treasures as what lies in front of you. You may discover something painful is actually a beautiful gift. Indeed, it could be exactly what you need to release the old patterns that no longer serve you. Be careful of the addictive quality of longing, yearning for exclusive love, and fixation on desired outcomes. This only creates more of the energy of unmet desire, and you may find yourself unable to discern what is true. Release expectations and attachments and simply see what arises. Remain aware and accountable for your side of things. Make amends if you need to, and trust that all is well. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. I love you, girl. She's gorgeous. She's a goddess. She's a goddess. You're a goddess. We're all goddesses. I know. I don't know why I feel so drawn to sing. I don't have the voice. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of the Goddess series. Again, if you would like to start a discussion, we can go ahead and do that down in the comments below. You can also follow me on my Instagram. I'll go ahead and link that down below, as well as my podcast at Life of an Everyday Goddess, available on Apple, Spotify, and Anchor. And I will see you lovely goddesses in my next video. I hope you feel empowered and enlightened. I love you all.